a little bit of hope when it comes to Landon Dickerson. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, kick Dingbat here. Breaking news, motor humping news. We got some news on Landon Dickerson, and I know you've probably been like me all day. Refresh, waiting for an update. And we finally got something. I'm not saying it's everything we want it to be, but it is a little bit of something, okay? Let's get into it right away. Adam Schefter is reporting Eagles Pro Bowl guard Landon Dickerson is thought to have suffered a meniscus injury to his right knee, per source. Dickerson is getting additional options to determine the next course of action and how long he may be sidelined. So there is some good news, there is some bad news, and to me, the bad news is this. Most likely, he is going to miss some time, okay? He's going to miss some time. There is no doubt about it. He won't be ready to go versus the Cowboys. Not that he needs it, because he could rest that day anyways. The Cowboys stink, all right? However, depending on the severity of his meniscus, will determine how long he will be out. Now, the good news is this. He's going to be out. That's bad news. But the good news is this most likely is not a season-ending injury. This is very significant, okay? When the playoffs come, when December comes, most likely Landon Dickerson will be back. Now, it's really going to determine, how much or what the severity of his meniscus is, okay? The meniscus is basically that padding between the two bones, right? I've had left knee problems. I tore my ACL, MCL, and I basically right now in my left knee I don't have anything left in terms of meniscus. I don't. So it is painful when you get bone on bone, but it is what it is. Now, according to Grok, I asked Grok, how long does it take to come back from a meniscus tear? This was the answer I got. Recovery time for a football player with a meniscus tear varies based on the tear's severity and treatment. Minor tears, conservative. Small tears not treated surgically take 4 to 8 weeks to heal, with a return to play 6 to 12 weeks with proper rehab. Partial meniscus surgical trimming the damaged meniscus allows players to return 6 to 12 weeks with basic healing in 4 to 6 weeks. Meniscus repair surgical stitching the meniscus requires 3 to 6 months for full recovery, with players returning often at 4 to 6 months. So unless it's the worst of the worst of the worst, most likely at some point Landon Dickerson will be ready to go. Okay, I feel like this. Most likely it's going to be somewhere probably 4 to 8 weeks he's out. I'm guessing. I don't know. But if it's, as long as it's not the most severe and he needs a total, resurgical, rebuilt meniscus or whatever. I did read that Adrian Peterson had the worst of the worst and was back in 3 months. But that's Adrian Peterson. He was on a different level. But most likely what we're looking at here is he's going to miss time, but we will get him back some point this season. To me, I feel like this is a major bullet that we're dodging. Of course, we hate to see him miss any time, but if you tear your ACL, you're done for the year. It's done. It's over. Okay, if you tear your Achilles, you're done for the year. And for a lot of us, it looked like it was a really bad ankle injury, an Achilles injury, or ACL. Fortunately, it is not an ACL. It looks like it's a meniscus. I think that most likely we'll get him back at some point, unless it's the worst case scenario which they're still doing further tests. I don't know when we'll know, maybe a day or two, probably a second opinion. To me, a second opinion sounds like it's somewhere in like the middle, right? Like somewhere in the middle where maybe one doctor says, you should have this surgically fixed. Maybe another doctor saying, nah, you don't need to. I don't know. But to me, I can only tell you from my experiences, the ACL was the brutal one. That was the one that took forever to get back from. Even my MCL felt like it healed way quicker than my ACL. My meniscus, unfortunately, just was destroyed. So I'll have to deal with that when I'm older at some point. But for Landon Dickerson, this is bittersweet. You're going to lose him for some amount of time, but it's probably, most likely, not going to be the whole season. And that's a really, really good thing. I mean, you get him back. Let's say you get him back in November, or you get him back even if it's in December or for the playoff run. I mean, that's what you need him for. I mean, that's the most important thing, right? Now, I see a lot of people panicking about the linemen that they have, who's going to back them up, and how are the Eagles going to function. I did see some people saying that Steen may move to left guard temporarily, and then maybe you give like Keegan or somebody a chance who's been playing right guard. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. All I know is that when it comes to the offensive line and getting guys to play efficiently, Stoutland always does it. We've had rotating right guards for how many years, right? It would have been nice to keep Becton at this point, but this isn't the end of the world, okay? This is actually, in my opinion, I think it's somewhat hopeful, because in ACL there's no hope, okay? If he tears the ACL, it's done. And I think most of us thought that's what we were dealing with. But it looks like that's not actually the case. It's a meniscus. So hopefully it's the minor of minors. Hopefully it's not even a tear. Hopefully it's something else, and he can come back in a couple weeks. But you still have, almost a month before the first playoff game, right? So you've still got you got still 3 weeks. So, we're talking October, November, something, if in the best case scenario. But I think right now it's looking and it's heading like the Eagles might have dodged a major bullet. And, we're going to take a hit, but it could have been a lot worse. An ACL, Achilles, that's it. You're done. If we get Landon Dickerson back by the end of the year, by let's say November, December, I can live with that. We'll be okay. We will survive, but we're going to have to see. We're going to hopefully get another update. I hope we don't have to wait like a whole nother day or 2 days to get the severity. We just need to know. Hopefully in a few hours, this is what it is. It's minor. It's 4 to 6 weeks, 4 to 8 weeks, 8 to 12 weeks. Whatever it is, I just want to know that he's going to be back this season. But I got to say, I think it looks like there's a pretty good chance that he'll come back some point this season. But it may be a while. So it's kind of bittersweet. And I wish him nothing but the best, quick recovery. And as soon as I hear anything more, I will give it to you guys. Obviously, they had a great practice. Besides this injury yesterday, the fans were there. Guys like Jahad Campbell really, really stood out. My man Darius Cooper, he's making his move. And even Jacorian Bennett was making his move, getting starting reps at corner already. This week coming up with the 2 practices is, to me, this is the most important week of training camp, because this is where people have to separate. Somebody's got to take that corner job, or Howie's going to have to go do something, okay? We need to see guys start to emerge. No question about it. But what's on my mind, and probably most of your minds, is Landon Dickerson. I think, look, we're not out of the woods yet, I'll say that. But it's looking like we're at least going to get him back at some point this season, which is huge. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. I wonder, is Mark Holmes trying to start stuff? Is he trying to piss off Eagle fans without saying anything? He does a 15-second clip or a video, right? With the title, "The Eagle fans are losing their minds," or whatever, or freaking out about the injury. But he doesn't say anything. He just like, "Oh, yeah, hey friends, Mark Holmes." And then it ends. It's like, I think he just put that title up to piss us off. I really do. It's crazy. Denzel Washington out. That's all, folks.
The brother screwed us.